Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Oshinoko season 2 episode number 9 reaction. So the previous episode yeah, so basically Kana, she was trying to become again, like, stay in the background, trying to run away from not, giving out her everything. However, everyone, literally like everyone, Himekawa, um Akane and Aqua as well, all of them started, doing and changing the script in a way and like started ad-libbing so that she has to come out and be in the spotlight. And they basically literally dragged her out into the spotlight, and then she started showing her true talent. And it was obviously like, it was difficult for her to suddenly change her way of acting, but seeing everyone do that, and like Aqua literally kind of helping her out in that situation, she decided to perform properly. And like that one guy, I forgot his name, he now is saying like, oh, maybe I, like it would have been better if I actually made her shine properly instead of trying to suppress her talents. Like now he's thinking about that, and I'm like, bro, really? But anyways, all that stuff happened. So the Kana situation is okay now. Now it's time for Aqua. So Aqua has started his acting. The final section has come. Like the time has come. And yeah, so let's see what happens. Let us begin episode 9. I'll be putting subtitles and the timer here. Think it whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm, right. They went to watch the creepy, yeah. Ruby's just asleep. Hmm. Well, here we go. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, because he went through this and he's thinking about that. Oh boy, yeah. Yeah, I mentioned this in the previous video that he himself doesn't want himself to be happy because he blames himself for, yeah. Mm, that's why he cannot act because he likes acting. He has to act because of revenge. Damn. Oh. Oh God. Wow. Yo, the special effects. Yeah. Power of the ruler. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, in the previous video we saw that. Damn. Use of the scabbard. Hmm. Yeah. Like this is the miracle that he wanted, but that never happened. And he's kind of overlapping what's happening in the play now to his dream. So that's crazy because this is how he's looking for salvation, I guess, from his own. And at the same time he's using this to act as well, this feeling. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, he's using that dream, he's overlapping that with this, so that's why he can perform so beautifully. Like he's using his true emotions. Oh boy. Well, yeah. Kuruko-san. Hmm. Mm. Wow. Oh wait, will oh they'll have to keep performing, haven't they? Well, yeah. True. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I see. Hmm. He was playing I's role. Hmm. Damn, each of these girls are thinking that the other is more talented. That's yeah. Wait, so I have a question. Will they have to keep doing this in I'm assuming because obviously this is not okay, I'll talk about it later. Because the same time he was uh wow. Hmm. Want some I don't like this guy really. He always rubbed me the wrong way. Persuasive power. Kind of. The lie. Crazy. Basically what I did. I had that. Great. Kurokawa. Hmm. Right. Aqua? Oh, he's watching everyone with happy faces. Yeah, he said that. Mm. What about, you know, Abiko Sensei? I'm sure she's happy. Right. Ah, there you go. Oh, he got the. So. Hmm. Okay, this is what I was saying. So will they have to keep performing like this? Like, for movies, they can just like show it, in different theaters. But this you have to perform. So they're saying, yeah, they're this is like the final. Yeah, this is like their version of roll credits. Like thing is over. Say goodbye to everyone and thank them for coming and watching the show. Yeah. No, all the cast. Yep. Yo, bruh. Well, there you go. She liked it. Revised script. Yep. Gallery fun. Um. Yeah. Wow. She did. Right. Oh yeah. What was it like? Ginger ale. Yeah. Okay. I'm think he came here for a reason. Yeah. All right, here we go. Beginning. Whoa. Oh. Okay, so he knows everything. Ah, okay. One thing. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. They're gonna get him drunk and then make him speak. Oh wait, no, bruh. Oh yeah, they did bring her him to a bar. Okay. Yeah. Well, it works, I guess. Yeah, it's like a. I was gonna say it. It looks like a host club. Like, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Mm. Oh yeah, because he's. Bruh. Hmm. Children's home. Oh, okay. So. Oh wow, that is a crazy statement. I guess. Someone who's imperfect. Hmm. Damn. Yeah. I don't think so. Yeah. Bro, you great. We got him too drunk, like I said. Barely we got any information from him. Hmm. Oh. What the? What? Sibling? Oh my god. Wait, how did he. Wait, did he test him as well? Wait, what's going on? Wait. I never thought about that. I thought he was only taking samples from people who are old enough to be. So he took his sample. Why did he take his sample? Otherwise, oh my god. So wait, half siblings. Okay, so that means, yeah, their father is the same. No. Yeah. Right. But he said he's in a children's home, so I'm. You know what? Let's wait for the next episode. I will see, what happens. I don't think they're going to reveal this quickly, like who the father is. So it'll probably be like he has no idea or what, something like that. You know. Oh wow, that's why Kindachi was also saying like you guys' acting are very similar, and like, oh bruh, yeah, I guess. Interesting. Oh boy. Like one thing I'm very why like I'm pretty sure he that means he took his sample as well. Why in the first place did he take his sample? He's of the same age as him. Okay, that is it. Like I said, like in the first place, why did he even take his sample? Because he and Himeko is of the same age, I'm assuming, maybe like 1 or 2 years here and there. Yeah, like I think Aqua was like 18 or something, maybe 17. Himeka was 20. So 3 years difference. What? Maybe because of this. Maybe he was trying to like. This is exactly what he was trying to do. Maybe find some clue if there's, yeah, some other people who are related to him. Then maybe get some clues like that. Maybe this was exactly what he was trying to do. Like not only he was trying to find the dad, obviously, like that. If he finds the dad, then that's all well and good. Job done. Maybe he also got everyone else's samples as well, just to test and see what if someone's like like kind of like the DNA test, it kind of matched, and he found out there's someone who shares the same DNA as him, which would obviously automatically mean that the father had another son or daughter. Maybe that was exactly what his intention was. But I never thought about it like that, like that he would even take samples of hmm, him. That's crazy. So not only him, I'm assuming every single people there, obviously, except people that he personally knows, like Kana and Akane. Every other people there, he probably took every single people's DNA and tested just in case. Hmm. Right. Okay, I wasn't expecting this because I was like, I just had my attention on the adults because I was thinking that's what he was doing, only collecting samples from the adults and taking the test. Interesting. Right. And yeah, that was today's episode. So a few things to discuss about today. First and foremost, Aqua's acting. So Aqua's acting, as you can see, like it's very interesting. The way he does his acting is basically, first and foremost, like obviously I kind of realized, like in before like 1 or 2 episodes ago, what he was trying to do or what he will do. Basically, he will try to like act on the emotion that he felt back then. So like Akane's situation in the play was very similar to what happened with I. So since it kind of overlaps so much, he can easily like tap into that memory and use that emotion and use that as a way of acting and providing the best acting at that point of time. So that I understood obviously, and that's what he was doing. But there's a second part to it. That is what really fascinated me. So basically, it doesn't stop there. He, after that, because the story goes further than that, Tokyo Blade, apparently Sayahime comes back to life. Now, to now that is the emotion, obviously, like that never happened in reality. I never came back to life. but in the play, Saihime will come back to life. So he used that anguish that he felt back when he couldn't do anything to save Ai to deliver the performance, and then he started imagining a scenario, what how I would have felt or what I would have done if somehow I survived. And when he imagined that, he was able to like imagine that scene, and he was able to bring that emotion out. That is what, like, I wasn't expecting him to further stretch that. He provided his performance, and then he stretched that to a hypothetical scenario of him thinking about how he would feel and how he would act if I survived back then. And yeah, wow, that's crazy. And that is how he was able to perform that, like, amazingly up until the very end. When Saya comes back to life as well, he keeps performing, and he plays on that emotions, that hypothetical scenario of I being alive, and uses that as a method of acting, and performs that amazingly. Also, a very good point by Kana is that Kana also kind of says, like, it's not only like Aqua, but Akane also acted in such a way that it helped Aqua to somehow bring his acting out. And like, he literally made her acting was so good that he convinced Aqua to act, and bring out Aqua's emotion like that. So if Akane wasn't able to embody I in that way, like, Aqua probably would have trouble kind of getting into the whole thing. And he was able to do it this convincingly and this flawlessly only because Akane was at the same time doing a great job. That's what Kana says, which is something I didn't think about, which is true. Like, because she was able to do a good job, Aqua was able to, like, fall on that and perform accordingly, and do a good job of performing. So yeah, that's also another thing that we saw here. And you can see after later on, both of the girls, they're like, Akane is like, oh, like, the ones that are genius are actually Himekawa and Kana Arima, while Arima was like, oh, I'm just like, I'm not like a genius or anything, I'm just like, like, repeating the things. And like, in this situation, at least I was well versed and well suited for this type of acting. But the one who's truly like a genius is Akane, because she was able to embody that performance and completely become that, as she says after that, that this is also the reason why Aqua was able to give his all. Right, so each of them, like, yeah. um Anything else in today's episode? Oh, the whole conversation between like, those two guys, Kindaichi and the other guy, I don't know his name, I forgot his name. Those two, him saying like, oh, I never saw Arima in this way. Arima has such a, like, a talent, and like, something like that. Perhaps her work as an idol gave her a new perspective, or she got a boyfriend, as he says. And then he also says, in an industry with so many cute girls, why is it the only ones considered exceptionally cute pops up? Which is true, like, yeah, like, everyone's beautiful and cute. Everyone that is in showbiz, every one of them. So that's why he's like, why is there a particular few ones who really pop up? And he says that, simply put, it's the persuasive power behind their cuteness. Girls who win some kind of award, or the members of a famous idol group, yeah, appear even cuter than they really are. So basically, like, something to prove that they have that thing makes them look even cuter. I think that's what literally he's saying. Possessing the persuasiveness. There you go. For here, in this situation, as he says, that award that particular idol has, that is that persuasiveness which makes people look at her in a better way. being in a famous idol group, that idol group's persuasiveness is that makes people believe in the lie, so that kind of thing, like, possessing the persuasiveness to make perform believe in the lie, I'm exceptionally cute, is the same kind of thing. That is called star power. So basically, he's like, yeah, the way you can lie to your audience and make them see you even in a better way, and even though you're not. So in that sense, he's saying that, like, even though everyone is cute, because that's literally what showbiz is, like people, characters, actors, actresses who look good, and obviously they also should have talent, but that's a different thing, appearance wise they need to be obviously have that thing within them. So even though every single one of them are like that, why are a few one especially popular? That is that ability to lie, to make others think that, oh, even though I'm literally the same as the others, I'm actually cuter than the others, even though that's not the case. And that is the star quality. That is the power to lie to your audience, which we saw that. I had that immensely. Like people, like, just, like, got, like, went to her. Their attention immediately, like, kind of, stuck on her, and that whole thing. Um, and she was able to do it perfectly. Yeah. And there you go. That was another, like, a conversation that was very interesting. What else was there? Oh, also another thing. You can see Aqua goes to it. Oh wow, this is crazy. I never realized this. So I was thinking he was planning on talking to Kindaichi. That's why when they were going to the after party, Kindaichi went with them. So I was like, oh, that's why he's going with them. Obviously, Kana went with them because Aqua was going. Kana was planning actually in going back home and chilling. Aqua was like, I'm going. So she's like, I'm going. So I thought Aqua was going because of Kindaichi. Turns out that wasn't the case. He was actually going because of Himekawa. So when Himekawa was like, oh, like, yeah, I'll go with you guys today. If he said that, no, I'm not going to go, I'm going to go back home, Aqua probably would have done the same. But obviously at that point, we as an audience, we didn't know what's going on. So I thought he was looking at Kindaichi. No, he was looking at actually Himekawa. That was his main goal. And okay, here's another thing. He goes and sits down beside Kindaichi and starts talking to him, probably to get more information. Ah, yes. So again, here I thought he was asking questions to Kindaichi because he was, like, he was trying to, like, ask more information, get more information about the supposed father. And that's why he was asking questions to Kindaichi, I thought. Turns out that wasn't the case. He was asking questions because he wanted to know from where he was here in La La Lai and, like, the other thing, because that would help him, like, understand a few more things about Himekawa and probably deduce. So that's why he was asking him all these questions. And then obviously Himekawa comes in, so it makes the job easier for him. So then they go to that bar, and then he talks to Himekawa, and like I said, that literally made his job easier, like, because Himekawa decided to stick with them. So later on, that is why he asks Himekawa the question and gives him the DNA test report. Wait a minute, let me read the DNA test report. What is it written there? Let me check. Okay, the sibling DNA test report result. It can be determined that there is a high possibility that the individuals are half siblings who share the same biological father. Right, there you go. So he took DNA from him as well. Crazy. Like I said, I didn't think he was doing that. I was only thinking he was doing, like, getting the DNA samples from adults because, yeah. But he got it from the same age as well because he probably thought that he might find one or two clues here and there. Maybe suddenly find someone who has the same DNA as him, which matched, and maybe find like a half sibling like this. And that's literally what he was able to find. He actually was able to find a half sibling. Otherwise, why would he take DNA samples from literally kids his own age? That makes no sense. He must have thought of that, like, like getting in some kind of clue, and must have thought that maybe I can find like some half sibling or something, then I can backtrack and find my father like that. Otherwise, why would he take from similar aged, like, yeah, that would make no sense. So that's probably what he thought, and that's why he took Himekawa's sample as well. Yeah. It's crazy because both, like, now that I'm thinking about it, both Himekawa and Aqua, yeah, they kind of, wait a minute, let me look at them. Do they look the same? The facial structure? Kind of, I guess. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to figure that out because one of them is wearing glasses, you know. But I guess they do kind of, yeah, even their hairstyles are kind of similar. Crazy. Like, their hairstyle is also similar. They even talk similar. Their voice is also very, close to each other. Um, the personality as well. But obviously, the personality, I think we can scratch that out because, he is a person who got reincarnated. So personality makes no sense here. His personality is the previous personality. But, like, yeah, the facial structures and even like the hairstyles and everything, they're kind of similar. So wait, so his hair color is black, isn't it? Yeah. So obviously, like, Aqua and Ruby got the hair color. No, wait. Oh yeah, I's blue haired. Wait a minute. Where did they get this bright yellow hair color? So, you know what? I'm not really sure how genetics work, especially in these type of situations. But I'm assuming that would mean their father, is like yellow haired. I would assume so. Yeah. Also, not only that, um, Himekawa is like black haired, so I'm assuming Himekawa is probably like a mom, or someone else is probably like dark haired color. Yeah. Anyways, you know what? Let's wait. I'm sure we'll get to know, but I don't think we'll get much information because, like, they mentioned that he was in a children's home, so there's a possibility that he might not know who his father is. And I also think that's probably the direction where this is going to go, because in no way are they going to reveal the dad this quick. I think that it probably will happen way later. So something like that. We'll see. And yeah, that was today's episode basically. So yeah, finally Aqua has like a lead now. At least he can follow that lead. So yeah, there you go. Let's see what he figures out and what he finds out. Uh, okay, now that was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see yeah, the acting, like, the play is ongoing, and Aqua is thinking about his past, of where he went together with I to watch his own acting that he did as a kid. And I was like, damn, you are amazing, your acting is fantastic. And she said, like, if you act, you'll be able to do, even like, you'll do a great job if you act. Now I just realized here, this is probably the reason why he likes acting, because I praised him for it when he was a kid. So that probably stuck with him, and that is why he enjoys acting. That's one of the reasons. But obviously, he now literally blames himself for I's death a little bit, and that is also the reason why. Because he likes acting and he enjoys acting, whenever he feels enjoyment while acting, he gets this whole guilt that, like, gets up, and this, like, part of him starts blaming him and saying that, oh, you weren't able to save I, however now you are having fun, or you're enjoying your life. That is, I won't let that happen. And he himself, there's a mental block in him that blocks him from having enjoyment while acting, and he literally gets this PTSD whenever that happens. And that's why what happens, it's like I said, it's kind of like a survivor's guilt, I think, basically. So he cannot be happy while acting. That is why the one thing that I praised him for, back then, which is probably the reason why he loves acting, he cannot do that, because as soon as he feels enjoyment and happy while acting, this will get triggered, and he himself will start blaming him and tell that, oh, you shouldn't feel happy because you weren't able to save your mother. Yeah, and there you go. And this is where and here you can see Aqua uses that to his advantage. Here he uses that part of him, that anger, that thing, that anguish part of him, and he literally says that I'm going to use you for my performance now. And he uses that part of him to tap into his inner anguish, and and everything, and he starts going crazy in the acting. He fights against Himekawa. The battle continues. He gives his all. In the end, Himekawa defeats him, and he falls down. And Kana comes in. I'm using their normal names because I always forget their stage names. Kana comes in, and Kana takes in that scabbard, and she's like, like Saya. Only the only characters that I remember the name are Saya and Toki. That's it, and a few others I think, but others I've forgotten completely. Anyways, so he comes in, and she comes in, and Akana's like, like Sayahime used the scabbard to transfer all the wounds to herself. It's like that type of a scabbard, and she even took my wounds, the enemy's wounds as well. That's the type of person she was. So that is where Himekawa was like, all right, then this is how you're supposed to use it. He does something to the scabbard, and I don't know what happens. Something happens, and miraculously Saya comes to life. And like I said, this is where Aqua, in his head, he's like, this is a what if scenario. What if I survived then? And he's thinking about that. He's thinking like at that point of time when everything was over, he looks back and he sees Ai just sitting down, and Ai's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. Nobody would be able to like do anything to me. I'm strong. And Aqua goes and hugs her and starts crying. So obviously this is an imagination. This never happened, which obviously that's like people don't come back to life like that. But he's just thinking of a hypothetical scenario. Just if that happens, how would I feel and how would I react? And he goes into it so much that feeling that he's thinking, that hypothetical scenario, comes out in real life, and he uses that to in the play, and he goes and hugs Saya and starts crying and shows that emotion, which obviously was exactly what he needed to do in this situation to provide a crazy performance, and he did it. Yeah. Later on, you can see Akane's friends come in and congratulate her, and they tell her that, oh, you've done a great job. But Akane is like, nah, I'm not really, like I did good, but I'm not really that talented or that good. There's geniuses around me, and I've seen what they can do. Like Kana Arima, Himekawa, and I'm nowhere near them. Immediately next scene, you can see Kana is like yeah, when when Memchu and everyone else was like, damn, you're crazy, you're extremely good. Ruby's also like, yeah, like I never realized that you were so good. This is why Kana's like, yeah, like I'm not really a genius, like I just, okay, here we go. On stage, it's not all that hard to do as you please and pose as a genius. After all, uninhibited acting is easy to understand. What truly is difficult is the moment that Akane Kurokawa was a different beat, and he talks about Akane. Now, this is very interesting because I kind of relate this with another thing. Like, for example, you see, there's let's just talk about stuff that let me just compare that with something which all of us will understand. Anime, for example. Like, let's just think about I'm not going to name any characters, but I'm sure you guys could understand what I'm trying to say here. There are a lot of main characters who are very good. We all love them. We are all we are like, yeah, this character is very nice. I really like this character. There's a lot of these characters, and these characters are popular. Obviously, they have people look at them and people are like, yeah, this character is really good. Which is Akane. not Akane, sorry, which is Arima. That is Arima. While Arima is saying, like, even though that is me, anyone can do that on stage. However, Akane Kurokawa is someone who has true talent and is a different breed. Most people might not be able to understand her talent at this point. People, while comparing me and her, might say that, oh, I'm the better one. But I can see what she has, and that is something that is crazy. And I guess Akane, you can say Akane is a type of character who's like one of those underrated characters who people do not talk about, but at the same time, when people get to see them and understand them, they realize how much better these characters are compared to the more popular characters. That kind of thing. you know because it's basically kind of like that, like a character that you get to know and you can understand, like you're like, oh, this character is really good, but after seeing this character I can understand how much better this character is than this character, like kind of like that. So she's talking about talent in that way. Her talent is more universal. People can understand looking at her talent and say that, oh, she's really good. But Akane's talent is more like different. It is different in such a sense that people won't be able to properly understand or identify it while comparing to her. But those people who will understand what, I guess you could say, what type of talent she has and how good she is. And they will be their instant favorite. That is how she's comparing each other's talents. Like, I can understand what she's saying, basically. you know so that kind of thing. Right. And anyways, and she's like, and she also says, like, she was able to do her acting in such a way that even Aqua was able to do his part. I mean, Aqua was convinced and he was able to bring out his best in acting as well. And this is what I said, I never thought about it, but it is true. If Akane did not was able to embody I like that, Aqua probably wouldn't be able to get out those feelings. you know so in that sense, that helped Aqua as well. Right. Anyways, that was that, and then we have the whole conversation with Kindaichi and the other guy, and they're like talking about all the other actors and everything, and and this is where no, the other guy talks about the lie that, like, people in the on the spotlight have, that they show. And I kind of talked or discussed about this a while ago, so I'm not going to talk much about it. But he was talking about this persuasiveness that everyone has. Like, even though every single person is the same, they have the same beauty, same, like, most of the time same talent and everything, but there's particular few one who has this persuasiveness, and this persuasiveness is the lie that they sell to the audience, and the audience, like, look at them and like go with that lie. And that is why, like, people like I had so much fan. And even though there were so many other people, idols like I, she's the one who stood out, because she had that persuasiveness, she had that lie that she sold to the audience, that they like took, and they were swept away. Now, obviously, lie isn't really a negative term in this sense. Like, it might seem like, oh, lie is like a negative term. At least in this sense, this lie isn't a negative term. This lie is basically like a, I guess you could say, like something that the stars have, that they sell to the audience to make them, like, I guess you could say, to entertain them. That type of lie, like that kind of thing. So this is obviously not a negative type of lie, this is something else. But that's what they are, like, saying. So that is something that stars need. And he calls it, what is it called, star quality, I think that's what he calls it. Yeah, there you go. Right. And he talks about that, all that stuff. Later on, we get to see Raida, like, looking at all the people coming back, and everyone is doing their thing, like, we have Gotanda, like, smiling, Ruby doing her thing, and then finally we have Aqua in the the toilet, I think, or was it, wait, yeah, there was a toilet, wasn't it? Yeah, there's a washroom. He was in there with the DNA report. And Oh wait, were those all the samples? I think so. Oh my god! I just realized he took he took Goa samples, and not all the others aren't like he really translated. But I think he literally took everyone's samples, including Himekawa. Wow. Like obviously he didn't take the girls' samples, but all the male people over there, every single one, even if they're similar of age to him, he took their samples. Right. Later on, we get to see they are like like in the closing ceremony. I think they're like the actors are like saying goodbye to the audience, asking like thanking them for coming, all that stuff they're doing. Now, this is one question I had. So, like they said, like obviously this is theater, so they will have to perform the same performance every single time they have to, like, because unlike movies where you just shoot it once, and then just like like kind of play it in different cinema halls and everything. It obviously it won't work like that. This is like live action. You're performing it on stage, so you have to literally do the same acting. I'm guessing like for a few days over and over again. Wow, that is definitely a lot of work. That's why Arima by the end of it is like, damn, I cannot go wait to go back and like take out my socks and just chill. Right. Anyways, that was that. In the end, you can see Abiko Sensei is happy, Goa is happy, so it worked out. And right, next we get to see the after party. Everyone's like, "Oh, let's go drinking," and when Kindaichi was like, "Oh, like you guys, you young ones go. I don't want to go," but they're like, "No, no, no, come, come, come." And what's his name? Himekawa was also coming with them. Like I said, at this point, I thought he was going because Kindaichi was going, but no, he was going because Himekawa was going because that was his true goal. And then they go, and like Kana at first was like, I'm not going to go, but then when Aqua's like, I'm going, Kana's like, I'm going as well, and then she goes and has ginger ale and gets drunk on that. Okay, anyways, so everyone's having like a nice time. Aqua goes and sits beside Kindaichi and asks him a lot of questions little by little, and tells him that, oh, when have you been in Lalalai? He says like, I've been one of the founder members, so I've been here from the very beginning. And this is where he kind of talks about like a certain mistake that happened, at which Aqua was like, oh, can you please tell me about it? And he's like, oh no, I don't want to tell that, I don't want to recount that. So when he realized that he cannot get anything out of him, Himekawa comes in and he's like, don't worry, let me do something about it, because I am also very curious about what this secret he has. So he takes him to a bar, and like, so this is like kind of like a host club. I was kind of thinking what this was. It looked like a bar, but then there was like girls over there, and then like like they were sitting down and with the customers. So I was like, oh, it's like a host club, I'm assuming, or hostess club in this situation. Not host club, sorry, host club is like males, a hostess club. So and this is where like what's his name, Aqua's like, what kind of establishment is this? He says many models and idols cannot scrape by even if they don't have good looks. They have good looks. These types work here and belongs to the agency. So this particular girl here, you can see 100,000 followers on Instagram. This another girl appeared in 2 commercials. I guess they also stay here because people like you saw here. What's her name? His name. Kindaichi comes and like who might actually like someone and scout them in. That is also like a possibility. So probably a few of the girls work here, like, and they probably have this dream that, oh, someday someone will come and take me in their agency and I will become a star. And also like a little bit of money on the side they can get through doing this as well. So that kind of thing. So there you go, and you can see Himekawa's a regular here. Right. Anyways, and he says like, besides tight-lipped colleagues are the only people we can hang out with, and romances with co-stars are often trouble, so we kind of chill over here. If we want to have casual fun, places, I think that's perfect. Okay. Anyways, all that conversation is happening. Kindaichi comes in and he's drunk, and this is where Aqua's like, "What type of relationship do you two have?" And like I was wondering, I was like, why is he suddenly asking them about their relationship? That is why, because his main target was Himekawa. Okay, I spent time in a children's home after I got out. Kindaichi-san looked after me in more ways than one. There you go, and you can see obviously he's kind of like a, I guess you could say maybe like a parent to him, something like that. Looked after him, took care of him, made him to the star that he is, and and he says like, both of you guys are very similar. You guys act as someone who is imperfect. It's the acting of someone who is imperfect. Those who aren't decent, respectable people pretend to be upstanding citizens. It is the acting of a person who has observed their surroundings, and tried to adapt to the world because they were always different. That is crazy. So he's saying like, basically like it's imperfect people who are the ones who has this talent within them. I can see what he's saying, I can understand. As he says, like people who try to adapt to the world because they're different, they have this way of acting. This is their way of acting. You guys act like that. Um, and Himeka's like, indeed, that might be the case. Yeah, and then he also says like, oh, Hoshino, your acting was also crazy. I didn't think that was like that. Like it seemed like you had real emotion at that time. Anyway, so after that, Hindachi like gets so drunk that he falls asleep. So this is where Aqua's like, I was waiting for this opportunity. Here you go. Gives the DNA test report, and Himeka's like, what is this? Yeah, it's the half sibling DNA report, and he's like, can you please tell me anything about your father? And that's where it ended. And yeah, there you go. That took me off guard. I like I said, I wasn't expecting the whole I guess you could say attention to shift to Himekawa. But interesting. Let's see what he has to say next episode. And that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to today's episode number wait, 9, I think. Yeah, episode number 9 of Oshinoko season 2. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Oshinoko. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.